All right, we're back. Episode 138 of the Morse Code podcast. If you're listening, this is Dan Morse speaking. Soapy Preps here as well. What's going on, buddy?
Not much. Decent week for Boston so far.
Not bad, right?
Yeah.
Not bad at all. Patriots win. Red Sox win. Celtics all have COVID.
I came in second in the marathon.
You came in second in the Boston Marathon. We have Kraken tonight.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Kraken and Knights, 10 o'clock Eastern.
Yep.
I think pregame coverage starts probably soon. It's 8 o'clock Eastern. So that'll be fun to jump on. You ready to go? You got all your gear?
I am. Have we figured out all the the feed issues that we were having with talking to the announcers of the Kraken?
No.
Is that going to be a problem?
A real Kraken animal.
The best uniform in sports.
Yeah, I still think they're going undefeated. Path to the Cup starts tonight.
Wow, 17-0, huh?
I think so. I think they're going to win their first 17, and then however many games in hockey, they'll win the rest. So very exciting stuff to see. Not too much. We're going to get into our interview with Mike Giardi of the NFL Network shortly, talking some NFL, talking a lot of Halloween candy. You didn't seem very impressed with when we were asking about some of his top power rankings of Halloween candy.
No, because he was naming off. Didn't you think he named off some kind of oldish?
Yeah, he kind of aged himself with some of his answers.
Yeah,
like that like classic like Hershey's variety pack's tough. It's like just plain Hershey bar. What do you say, Mr. Good Bar, which aren't bad, but they're old. Crackle is pretty old.
He then said Baby Ruth, which is just a poor man's Snickers, like a worse Snickers.
It's just a dry old Snickers. Yeah. It's an ashy like Snickers. They look like dusty, like when you take them out.
Mm-hmm.
You know, those aren't named after Babe Ruth, the baseball player, right?
I didn't know that.
You do know that, right?
I do know that.
Yeah, they're named, I think, after some president. DB will probably correct us.
I thought they were named after Ruth Langmore from Ozark.
Nope.
Wrong again.
Hold on. Baby Ruth. Just hold on. All right. Jesus Christ. Give me a second.
Baby Ruth Bader Ginsburg. She's old enough for it to be. She's dead enough.
Hey.
Sorry.
I could honestly be making this entire thing up. Hold on. It was about a present. I think like it was his favorite candy, and he named it after like his daughter or something. Ruth Cleveland.
Oh, Grover Cleveland.
Popularly known as Baby Ruth, was the eldest of 5 children born to United States President Grover Cleveland and First Lady Frances Cleveland. So it's a little trivia for you. Most people it's named after the Babe, the Hambino. But he actually had nothing to do with the candy bar.
Do you think Grover Cleveland, I don't know if you've seen his pictures, but do you think he skipped leg day?
Why does he have small legs?
Well, have you seen Grover Cleveland's calves?
Not recently, no.
That's the joke.
We're getting into that too. Oh, yeah, not bad. I guess. I don't know. I know you're going to share some of your latest material with Giardi later, but
sorry.
Always happy to have Mike on. Great guy. You catch him on NFL Network. Talk a little Patriots. Little I don't know. Mostly just nonsense. I don't know. If you follow the show, it's mostly nonsense. Anything you wanted to talk about before we get into that?
I was going to say
that's circulating in the news lately.
I was going to say I can give like 1 or 2 points because I was at the Sox game, but more importantly, I wanted to hear, since I didn't watch any of the Pats game, what your thoughts are on the Pats game.
It was bad. The first half was bad. I'm trying to think of a game last year. The thing is, like, it's tough because, again, I said the same thing about the Saints game. It's like any team I look at on the schedule seems like it should be a Patriots win. At this point, I'm just assuming it's a trap game and they're going to look like shit and either lose or like win barely, which they did. But no, so Houston came out on a 18-play drive to start the game and scored. I think they were definitely 2 for 2 on fourth down, I think, in that drive. 3 for 3 on fourth down in the first half. They were just not even considering punting when it came down to fourth down.
I didn't know that. That's crazy.
Not even consideration. So nailed those. I mean, Davis Mills, you gotta, I don't know. It's a big ask coming off Winston, Brady, and Davis Mills back-to-back weeks.
They're saying he's the next David Carr in Houston.
I think he's hot take. He may have already surpassed David Carr through a few weeks. It also made me think, like, do you actually know what the deal is with Deshaun Watson? Is he out like coach's decision? I don't think it's like an NFL mandate, and he's not hurt. He doesn't draft. I don't think he's like on the sidelines.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd like to look at the box score and see like what they write there. Actually, we can do that. I haven't seen him
on TV all year, like at a game. I haven't seen him at all. I think he's just like away from the facility.
I remember, I don't know if you saw this, it was a very short clip in over the summer in training camp when they had him coming off the field and like the cameras were on him and he's like, I don't know why you guys are here every day. It's like the same answer every time.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was weird.
He was at practice.
Yeah.
Why the fuck? What, practicing for what? Let me see. October 7th, Texans Deshaun Watson not practicing again. Watson, not injury related, didn't practice Wednesday. He's expected to be a non-participant in practice and healthy and active on game day for the 5th straight week. Davis Mills will start at quarterback Sunday against the Patriots. That's what I mean. Like, this obviously has nothing to do with football anymore. Like, especially after Tyrod Taylor goes down. It's like, if there was ever, I think, a justification to play him, it's probably when your starter gets hurt. But I guess that's why they drafted Davis Mills.
Did you
not to be confused with General Mills or Miles Davis?
When I was listening on the radio, it was I didn't have a flea flicker 38-yard touchdown on my bingo board or however long it was. Was that as excruciating to see on TV as I think it was?
You mean the Texans?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. There were a couple big plays where it's just like, oh, geez. And then the Damian Harris fumble that's definitely a problem. That's the other thing we kind of touch on with Mike.
You think it was a fumble, right? I didn't see it.
Doesn't matter. No, it doesn't matter. It was a fumble.
Okay.
The question is like, was he before the goal line or not?
That's what I mean. What do you
Either way, he fumbled the ball. Like it's irrelevant. You know, if he did that play happened 10 yards behind, it'd just be a regular fumble. I don't think it had anything to do with the goal line. He's got it's a lot of like kind of big name viruses going around, whether you want to get into it or not, but fumbleitis is running rampant in New England.
It's pretty bad.
Especially in the running backs room. They caught a nice case of fumbleitis. Jacoby Myers had a terrible drop too. Did you see that?
I heard that.
I thought it was Nelson Aguilar, and I kind of hoped it was because it'd be good for Twitter. But that was egregious. That was a bad one. It was like one of those like double bounce drops.
Yeah.
And like anytime someone drops a ball, I've noticed this. Anytime a basketball player misses like a dunk, a football player drops a pass, they look like they're having a great time on their way back to the huddle. Laughing their ass. They look like Kemba Walker in like the third quarter. Laughing their ass off. Shake it off. It's like, no, that was huge. That could have lost us the game. That would have been, it either would have been a touchdown or like a big first down.
You think it's kind of capped that every time something like that happens, they say that it's bad coaching, or do you think that's an accurate statement?
The drop?
No, I'm serious. Anytime that like teams fumble, I feel like they say that's a result of bad coaching.
Maybe. I don't know. I think it's more on the person who was at one point holding on to the football and at another point was not.
No, okay. I agree. That's what I think too.
Yeah.
I feel like it's weird when people say that.
I don't know. I mean, I will say that I think there are signs of this team that reflect poor coaching, or at least poor buy-in, especially in that first half. Like, I don't know what happened at halftime. Well, actually, that doesn't make any. The way the third quarter kicked off couldn't have went worse. Mac Jones pick, which led to a touchdown. Like, terrible. I said you had to score a touchdown You had to score a touchdown on that drive. Worst case scenario was 3 and out. I forgot about the scenario of throwing a pick at like the 50-yard line, which then led to a quick score to the Houston Texans. And I don't know who put up numbers because Brandon Cooks is probably their best offensive player. And I think he was held in check pretty much the whole game.
Yep.
Which maybe is a reflection of good coaching. Classic Belichick. Find their number one threat and shut them down. You're just going to get cooked by Davis Mills and
Mark
I literally
Ingram.
can't name anyone else. Maybe. Yeah, I think David Johnson had plays. I don't know.
So, how many rushes did Arian Foster have?
13, I think.
Damn.
13 carries, 121 yards, and a tutty.
I've always said
He could
12
play
carries
for
and
the Texans
120 yards is where you have to limit him. So that sucks.
Yeah, he was pretty good. I don't know. I mean, yes, they won, but it's like, I don't know. But this is how it's going to go every week. Like now they have to win against Dallas, which I think is going to be tough. Dallas is fully loaded. They're going to cook. Oh, God. Zeke could have 200 yards. They can cook that team big time.
I think him and Pollard will each have 200 yards.
Yeah, respectfully. A couple hundred apiece. And then Dak will fucking... Actually, Dak and Amari are on my fantasy team. So Dak will go, 1 for 9 with 6 picks. And Zeke will just have 500 yards rushing. I think that's a later afternoon game, isn't it?
Yeah. AKA no one gives a shit about it.
Jeez.
Nationally.
Cowboys,
Actually, no.
Patriots,
It could be the
4:25.
Fox game of the week.
It's on CBS.
Okay.
Oh, God. What do we got here? Could be who. Pretty tough slate. I don't know where Romo's going to be. Not Dolphins, Jags, I assume. Texans, Colts. Nope. Chiefs, Washington. Chargers, Ravens. That's probably the best game of the week, but 4:00 slate. It's either Raiders, Broncos. Can't imagine they're putting the Raiders in a prime slot this week, or Cowboys, Patriots. I bet that's going to be Romo on Cowboys.
Yeah, I think your boy's going to be on the call.
Because he did such a good job in that early Cowboys game last year. And Dak Prescott was paralyzed from the ankle down.
Here's a question. Scale of 1 to 10.
Like
how much did you enjoy though? Huh?
It looks like he rolled his ankle on that one, Jim. Go ahead. How much did I enjoy what?
The Pats winning drive. Or was it just like, all right, cool. They just beat the fucking Texans.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. It was like, I know I knew they weren't going to lose the game, but I just genuinely, and that's what I was afraid of. Like, look at the resiliency here. Like, great comeback by the Patriots. Like, no, that's a terrible game. Mm-hmm. I thought about this. It's almost like going back to the Bucks game. I definitely felt better about that loss to the Bucks than I do this win against the Texans.
Yes,
for sure. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But analytics will tell you it's actually good to have a bigger number in the win column than the loss column.
The nerds still care about wins versus losses.
They do.
Still trying to push that narrative.
Wait till you hear this. They even factor it into playoff seedings.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Are you awake yet? Are you listening? Not great. Boy. I think we have the Jets after, which is nice because Zach Wilson stinks. I want to see him play again. He blows. Oh, we didn't talk about the London game.
Did anyone talk about the London game?
I don't understand like the business model. I don't understand like what that sales pitch looked like when Roger Goodell presented this to London, like big London.
I mean,
the London board of
pussy, among other things.
Yeah. Hey, your words, not mine. Let the record show. Yeah, you can talk about that if you want. Yeah, London games aren't great. We went through the schedule. Long story short, we were supposed to record yesterday. We got stood up by our guest. So we were just kind of talking off air. Yeah, those London games stink. I did think it was funny mentioning the Patriots games. A couple just absolute slobber knockers. I think it was a Bucks blowout and Rams blowout. But that did remind us of the Gronk Nutcracker celebration, which was awesome.
That was so good.
That was pretty cool. I do kind of miss prime CTE Gronk.
Oh,
like when he was concussed enough to still be really good, but also just have no idea what he was doing. Going into like teeing off on like the 8th hole. Like once he hit 9 and 10, that was like when we're going down a little bit. But
yeah,
Gronk was, and we haven't talked about this. That was one thing I think that was like taken away from that Bucks Patriots game. Like as much attention there was on Brady coming back. That's a big game for Gronk too.
yeah.
It could be the greatest tight end ever, you know, coming back to the one team he's played for and left on uncomfortable terms. So we'll never know unless they play in the Super Bowl and it gets moved to Gillette for some reason. We'll never know. Did you want to touch on Chappelle or no?
Have you seen it?
Mm-mm. Should I wait till I see it?
Yeah, we can wait till you see it. I was just gonna say, I went to the Sox game.
Oh yeah, my bad. Sox game.
That was a lot of fun. I
Game
got
5,
there.
right? No, game 3.
Yeah, sorry, game 3 on Sunday. I got there for a 4:00 game. I got there at 4:30. I think it would have been funny if you were in the car with me, like how hellacious it was driving through Boston, because
were you by
either like
yourself?
trying to find parking. I was trying to find street parking at first. That was impossible because I thought that I got there early enough, and then like I went.
What do you mean you got
garages.
there early enough? You said you got there at 4:30.
I got into Boston around like 3:15.
Yeah, it's not early. That's late.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Well, yeah. So parking garages were closed. So then obviously like having to find a different place to go. But the city was so fucking packed I forgot people are like out in Boston watching the game at a bar, which I couldn't imagine a worse thing. Like I would never want to do that. But game was sick. Shout out to Duff Guy Pat and Amherst who were in attendance with me. I think we're going to try to do it again for the LCS, but the game, I got there at 4:30. I ended up not getting home until about 12:30.
Yeah, that's about right.
It was the second.
That was the extra inning game, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's tough.
I think it was the second longest in Red Sox postseason history, and it was sick though. That was the first time I'd ever been to
great
a
game.
Playoff Red Sox game.
Looked electric.
Yeah, go Sox. I'm gonna hate fucking Altuve and Bregman so much. I already do, but
yeah, I hate that team. Yeah, it's not going to be great. That'll be a good series. Astros clinched today, or I think it's like 10-1 in the 9th or something. So we'll see what happens. Probably most likely that will be the matchup. But yeah, I say we get right into it. We have our conversation with Mike Giardi from the NFL Network. Good guy. Make sure you follow him. Also, make sure you follow our friends at Cold River Vodka. At Cold River Vodka on Instagram and Twitter. We gave up way too much free ad space tonight. All these corporate candy companies, and Giardi was talking tequila or something like that. So,
well, if I get any nasty emails, I'm just going to forward them to Giardi.
Yes.
Because
have you been a little more cautious about your emails at work since some of this stuff's come out? I've been trying to warn you about this for quite some time. The way you talk to some of your customers, just doesn't sit well with me.
I don't attach pictures anymore.
Okay, that's a good start. That's a good start.
Oh, hey, happy early anniversary to you and your wife.
Wedding anniversary? Oh, thanks. Appreciate that.
Yeah, more so you, but your wife too, if she wants.
Great. Now the whole nation knows my security questions. But awesome. Yeah, my anniversary may or may not be coming up. Oh boy.
Oh wait, oh wait. Congratulations on you running the marathon recently in Maine.
Not the Boston Marathon. Yeah, Maine Marathon. Thanks.
Yeah. What did you think of that?
It's good. I enjoyed it.
Was it hard?
Big challenge. I think so. For me, it was.
So I actually did attend the marathon as a spectator after I finished running it as a runner. There were people that were like, not only were they not breaking a sweat from the looks of it, I was at the finish line. They weren't breaking a sweat, and they looked like they could have been carrying on a full conversation. Were you in that category? I'll
say this, kind of. And this is something I learned after training for the last year or so. Because I've run a couple half marathons. This is the first marathon I've run. There comes a point where it's not like you're not like huffing and puffing for 3 or 4 hours. Like that's just crazy. Typically, at least again for me, I'm not like a high level runner or anything, but typically for me, it's like, yeah, I'm way more tired, like cardio wise at like mile 3 than I am at mile 26. It becomes way more like physical. Like and again, this is not a comparison to the people who run Boston. They run 26 miles straight very fast. Like I was like broken by like mile 18, like physically. Like I could have definitely carried a conversation. I wasn't even really sweating because it was kind of cold and rainy, but it's way more like physical and I guess mental at that point. But yeah, those people who like, obviously whoever wins the Boston Marathon is just a different level. But even like the top, whatever, like 1,000, 2,000 finishers, like to run 26.2 miles straight at like 7-minute miles is insane.
Thank you.
Like
it
crazy.
Is.
Yeah. Like I'd say like the last, and plus like obviously like a local marathon is different. Like I didn't run nonstop 26.2 miles. Like I would stop and grab like something like a gel pack or something. The last 5 miles was definitely like a walk run just because I thought it was going to die.
Those taste like shit, don't they?
Next time I do it, I'll probably switch it up. After like the 5th or 6th one, yeah, they're kind of nasty.
And some of them have caffeine, some of them are fire. Of them don't.
Yeah, look at you. I did a company that provides those things. I'm not going to name them because they don't pay us to. But man. Yeah, I got like a variety pack, which I don't know if that was better than just do it. If there's any runners listening, let me know. I don't know if that's better than doing the same flavor, but I'd use them on my training.
They don't have people handing them out?
They had like, there's like aid stations with like water and Gatorade, but I don't want to depend on those people.
Gotcha.
If you want to do something right, you got to do it yourself. If you've never heard that before.
But anyway, you've always been a proponent.
Yeah. I got like a variety pack. So I'd kind of use them throughout my training and stuff. By the time I got to the marathon, what I had left, I had like a cafe mocha, lemon lime, like a vanilla, and like just something else. So that mixture was kind of nasty.
Tequila sunrise.
Yeah. The ones with caffeine are pretty good. Like the mocha. My favorite was like either chocolate cherry or like vanilla cherry or something. It was really good. Tastes like a chocolate covered cherry.
Oh, damn. Didn't see that one coming.
No. And then I had Gatorade and a Camelback. Either Camel Toe or Camel Pack was the name of the company. I forget. So that helped. But yeah, I'd definitely like to get down for the Boston Marathon. It's pretty crazy. I'm assuming that was a really cool atmosphere. Actually, not really. Some music. I didn't listen to anything the first like 6 miles because I just wanted to kind of like focus.
Couldn't get Mozart on your Pandora to come up?
No, I did download. I had the last 2 hours of Felger and Maz, I think. And then I had Gasper and Murray's Saturday show from the day before. I really like that show. I like Gasper and Murray's show.
Yeah, I like them both.
I think they're really good.
That's a hilarious thing to envision. Someone listening to talk radio while sports talk radio while running a marathon. Pretty good.
Yeah. It was, I liked it because it was the week of when Many Saints of Newark came out and Jim Murray just shit on it for the first like couple segments. And maybe we'll talk about that at some point. I guess not you and I, because you don't watch the show really, but what a flaming pile of dog crap that movie was. It was really bad, dude. Really bad. Just really bad. And I thought a lot of it had to do with the hype going into it. It's just across the board. It's just a bad movie. Nothing happens. It's very bland.
That's exactly how I felt about the Breaking Bad movie. El Camino. I don't know if you saw that.
Nah, I didn't watch it. I have no faith in this movie. I was going to give this one a shot just because it's been a long time removed from Sopranos. The Breaking Bad movie was obviously a little closer, but still, especially if you consider like Better Call Saul part of that family. Do you watch Better Call Saul?
Yeah, that's a great show.
Is that good? Yeah, I definitely need to watch that. Because we should do like if you listen to our show, I think you know what shows we watch, but we should do like some sort of definitive like power ranking of like the popular shows that we watch. I think we all watch the same shows for the most part. I just think we rank them a little differently. I was thinking too, like what show's the best like memeable show or like GIF worthy show. Which again, Sopranos is definitely up there. I think Sopranos and The Wire might be like the top two.
Oh yeah.
Like the Marlowe, the price of the brick is going up. You can use anywhere.
Mhm.
Stringers, I want you to get the word out there that we back up. It's always up there. And then anything Sopranos is usually pretty good.
Now, the thing about the old days,
Yep.
they the
Slim
old
Charles
days.
is up there. Yep. I I said this when I think Michael K. Williams died. I was going to give The Wire a rewatch, and I did. It's like it's weird. Like I do like that show. It's just I can't. It's not one of those shows I can sit down and just binge again. I tried. I got through like the first 5 or 6 of
It
season
feels
1.
like you really have to slog through it. Like there's no.
I know, but it's like it. I do think it's a good show. It's just slog is a great way to describe it. You got to slog through those episodes.
I
I do
respect
want to
and
give
like I know
season
it's
2 a
good.
rewatch.
It's just not for me.
Yeah, I guess I'm the same. I like it a little more than you do. I do want to give season 2 a rewatch. I was listening to, I think, some podcast they were talking about season 2. There's just a lot of stuff that happened in that season that I didn't think happened in that season. Like big moments in the show, even outside like the doc stuff.
Ziggy
Like at
killing
this point,
himself.
I knew about that obviously, but I'm pretty sure season 2 was when they killed D'Angelo Barksdale at the
When
library.
he was a librarian.
Yeah,
Dude, that
when he was moonlighting as a librarian.
that was the last time that I had an emotional connection to a character in that show.
You like him?
I did like him, and I was
Pretty good
rooting for him
character.
to be good or
Get
like
his way out. Yeah.
yeah, because in the first season,
It's his sister who killed him, right? Or like made the call. Or
I
was that
think
his
you're
wife?
right. It's at least a relative.
No, it's his sister. And his wife, I thought his girlfriend was sleeping with Stringer
You might be right.
when like after he died. I think his wife was connected with like Avon. Well, obviously they're family, but more on I know what you mean. Like D'Angelo Barksdale was trying to make his way out.
Mhm.
And I think his sister was like, no, unacceptable.
I disagree.
You got to kill this guy.
Wait, does he start the series a free man? He's not in jail to begin the series, right?
No. He's working
Okay.
the high rises.
And like how long
Teaches Michael B. Jordan how to play chess.
yeah. How long was he supposed to be in jail for? Like, was he on the verge of getting out?
That's what I mean. I don't remember it all. Like, I definitely need to rewatch. I thought that was very early. Like, I thought that was in like the first handful of episodes. I'm pretty sure it's season 2, because season 2 is a blur because I think everyone connects it to like the docs and that whole side, the Sabatka crew. But there was still some stuff about like Baltimore, not as much. But yeah, season 3 and 4 are awesome. Season 5's pretty good. Season 5's pretty heavy Marlowe. That's where the price of the brick is going up, scene is from. But yeah, it's a good show. I'd rewatch that. You haven't watched Thrones at all?
I haven't restarted. Now I really think I should, because are you looking forward to that spinoff thing?
I'm going to give it a chance.
People forget
Which contradicts
that,
everything I just said about like these great shows that try and come back. But Game of Thrones is different because it ended poorly. Like Sopranos and Breaking Bad ended good and the movie stunk. Game of Thrones, I think, understands public perception. Like we need to hit this one out of the park. And if I was them, I'd be like, when we get to the point at the writer's table where it's like, we think we need more, we should just stop. I think that was the biggest mistake in the original show.
You don't want them to get to the point where they might need Aaron Rodgers or Ed Sheeran to make an appearance again.
If you're contemplating casting Aaron Rodgers, stop the show and roll the credits and have like a fire breathe dragon, or have a dragon breathe fire. No, that'll be good. Barry season 2 will be good. Ozark should be good.
Mm-hmm. Hughes coming out this Friday.
Yep, good call. I might try to knock out. I don't have time to watch these shows. I was gonna say maybe knock out a rewatch of season 2 of You, but that's not gonna happen. I can dive into it. I know what I'm working with. That was a pretty extravagant trailer too. That kind of felt like it caught me up to speed pretty good. Yeah. I was thumbing through. I think we talked yesterday. I feel like we just recorded an episode. We did an episode last night, but just didn't record it while we were waiting for our guest. I kind of want to roll back to Haunting of Bly Manor too. I was thumbing through that on YouTube today. I really like that show. I know it kind of caught some heat because it wasn't as like traditional like horror show as the first one, but I thought it was a really good story, a really good show. And there's a lot of shit I just forgot about. I was watching. It was like The Haunting of Bly Manor in 5 minutes, like type of like YouTube clip. That show was dope.
Yeah.
I forgot like pretty much about everything, but that show was cool. Did you watch Fear Street? Fear Street series that came out?
Did you?
Those look pretty good. No, I
That'd be a
didn't.
good one.
Squid
With,
Games. I'm watching Squid
Thanksgiving
Games
around
now.
the corner.
You should watch Squid Games. It's pretty good.
Yeah,
Just so we can talk
I'm
about
going
it.
to.
Or we should wait till it dies off and everyone's forgotten about it and then talk about it.
Did you watch it with subtitles or did you turn on the English dubbing?
I actually do both.
Really?
English dub with English subtitles. And
You don't think that
not
the
even
English
close.
dub takes away from it, makes it sound like an MXC type thing?
Kind of, but I wouldn't understand if they just spoke, whatever language is Korean. I wouldn't understand either.
Oh, I'm just saying, like, I just turn on the captions and just read it.
I focus more on the captions and I kind of treat like the English dubs as kind of like solidifies what I'm reading.
Gotcha.
In case I have any like questions.
In case you weren't sure, this is what we said.
The dubs are like just so basic. It's pretty I'm trying to like the closed caption sentence will be like, I don't know, like, let's meet up tonight to form a plan so we can better strategize for like the game tomorrow. And the dub will be like, let's chat in the morning. Like that's, you know what I mean? Like it's very dubbed down, but I guess it makes sense. I mean, if you have two different languages, obviously it sounds like, the natural language. I think it's Korean, right? Is how it's original. I think it takes place in Korea. So I assume.
I think you're right. I'm not sure.
Either way. It seems like that's more like any language is like a much more efficient language than English because they only move their mouth for like 2 seconds, but the caption below is like 5 sentences long in English. So
that reminds me of like
two Americas, I guess. I don't know.
With the Chappelle thing, I made the mistake of starting a comedy special with the captions on. And
I wouldn't do that.
It just ruins everything.
I'm not supposed to read a joke book.
Yeah. Spoil the shit out of everything.
I know what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah, because you end up reading it before you hear him say it.
Yeah, good point. Anyway,
pro tip.
Let's get into our conversation with Mike Giardi of NFL Network. We'll see you guys next time. As always, proudly brought to you by Cold River Vodka at Cold River Vodka on Instagram and Twitter. Mike, we have like real sponsorships now. We're like a real.
That real is like by the way, I'm dressed down. I should have the suit on. Soap was right. Like you guys are a big deal.
Yeah. No, we have our merch store is still live. You can buy merchandise. You can support our sponsors. And you can
make
listen
suits.
to the beautiful voice
we make custom
of
suits.
Mike Giardi.
Yeah. Can you also get a tequila sponsor? That's what I'm asking. Not that I'm anti-vodka.
We can definitely arrange that.
Yeah, we can try. Brady's not involved in any alcohol companies, is he? Didn't he have a tequila thing?
I don't know.
Am I thinking of like the Super Bowl?
I think it's just I think it's all those. everybody got into this. What's it, Casamigos, which is like.
Is that the George Clooney one?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
By the way, that's pretty good. Just throwing it out.
Okay. Okay, great. So again, sorry to our sponsors, but yeah, go drink this.
Yes, no, and the vodka is fantastic.
Christ.
Your vodka is fantastic.
Let's move on before we.
Yes, seriously.
We got to keep the.
I've already tanked your sponsorship.
That's not great. Not great start. So
you can cut that right out.
Yeah, good idea. So Mike Giardi back with us for third or fourth time. Appreciate you, NFL Network. Let's start here. I'm going to ask you a pretty straightforward question. Do the Pats stink? Just straight up.
Let me just tell you, it's funny that you asked that question because I think over the last 36 to 48 hours, I've been wondering, stink is probably too strong a word. I mean, I think the Jacksonville Jaguars stink.
Oh, they blow. I simply asked if the Patriots stink.
Yeah.
Don't put words in my mouth.
But look, they left some plays on the table in the Miami game. They left plays on the table in the Tampa game. And it took a freak block punt that was just about as horribly executed by the Houston Texans as possible to get themselves back into that game. That saved their season. Yeah. But that said, I don't know what we're looking at here. I think Dallas comes in, they're playing great football. 2-4 is a tough that's a tough road to overcome if they can't find a way to beat Dallas. So, I don't know. I definitely thought they were a double-digit win team, and I guess I can still hold on to hope for that. But I haven't seen consistent signs that they're a good football team. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah. No, that was tough. It's like, I think, well, it's tough because, like, I know we haven't really talked to you. I don't think we've talked to you since the season started, but it's weird, like, how I felt, or how I assume most fans felt watching the Tampa game compared to, like, at least the first half of the Texans game. After the Tampa game, it was like, holy smokes. Like, I'm not trying to be like a moral victory guy, but it's like, we didn't get blown out 56-6, like
Right.
at home against the Bucs. And then in the Houston game, Soapy, you and I haven't talked about it yet either. I'm trying to think. That first drive wasn't great. Like an 18-play, like 12-minute drive certainly wasn't great. And was there was a big touchdown. I think it was still in the first half where I think J.C. Jackson missed coverage, or maybe it was
It was
one of
JC.
the linebackers missed coverage.
Nah, it was JC. Yeah.
At that point, I was like, this is not great. And like you said, Mike, they won the game. That's saved their season. That's fine. But yeah, I don't know. I literally just looked for the hell of it. Dallas, as of right now, is a 4-point favorite coming into New England. I don't remember the last time that was.
Yeah, and I would guess that for those that are into that stuff, I guess that would probably rise. I would just, and I'm okay with the moral victory thing. Like I know that was like that was an anti-sports radio thing after the Tampa game, but to me, I looked at that game and said, show me signs of life, especially coming off that Saints game, which to me, the Saints game was the most egregious one of the bunch, right? Because you're just like, you're at home, you're 1-1. It's Jameis Winston. Yeah, the Saints are a well-coached team, but that's a game you can't lose. And they lost it. And they lost it in really kind of a convincing fashion, in my opinion. I don't think they showed any life in that entire game. So to bounce back and play the way they did against Tampa, I thought springboard.
Yeah.
You can be 1-3, but if that gives you life going forward, if that gives you confidence, if that makes some of the guys that you've brought in as free agents, make them feel like, hey, we made the right choice. Bill's really smart. The staff's really smart. The culture here, we can see all these things building, and then we'll take that next step. Now from that, then to me that was good. And the fact of the matter is they played just an awful 30 minutes of football in Houston. And again, like I said, it came down to just a horrible executed punt by Houston that really kind of opened the door and got you back into the game. So, we could be staring at 1-4. You're staring at 2-3. And, now you got Dak and Zeke and Micah Parsons and Diggs. And that's a really good football team.
Dak and Mac next week. There's some free marketing if you want to bring that up to 10 of your coworkers.
I will.
think that'd be a good thing to put on.
And we'll get that sponsored by vodka. What's the vodka company again?
No, we're gonna sponsor it. Screw the vodka company.
Oh, okay, I got you.
that'd be a big ask, but if you don't do it, then you're dead to us. So anyway,
get it done.
Soapy,
hey,
go ahead.
Let me just ask you a quick question, Dan.
Yeah,
is Soapy on is he on like a pitch count? Because we're like 3.5, 4 minutes into this thing, and that was the first word I think he's spoken.
Yeah, I'm talking to him in the side chat, just saying just pipe down a little bit. Let's let Mike get comfortable before you come in here and blow.
Shut your hole. Is that what you typed? Shut your hole.
More or less, paraphrasing,
okay.
But yeah, yeah, that was the PG version of it. But no, go ahead, Soap. I'm sorry. And if you haven't noticed, Soapy is recovering from his marathon he ran yesterday in Boston.
I came in second. That's why you didn't hear about me.
Yeah.
Mike, are we as Pats fans done with yards after catch? Will we ever see that again? Because I feel like they might as well put you in the fucking receiving core.
Well, I mean, I think Bourne's giving you something.
Yeah.
I think they expected a lot more from Jonnu Smith to this point than they've gotten. That's been sort of I don't want to say it's the most disappointing thing that's happened this season, but that's up there. That he hasn't
the tight ends in general. Like those are two of the most exciting things in the offseason.
Yeah, Hunter's been fine. Like,
yeah,
I didn't think I wasn't one who viewed Hunter as this dynamic player. I thought Smith, they were paying him for what they thought he could be, which I think they thought he could be a dynamic player. And look, we're 5 games in. I'm not going to go write his obituary yet in terms of the contract and the play style. But to this point,
that's a separate sponsorship that we have.
Yeah. He's fighting everything. They're just, they're having a hard time getting him going. So that's been a problem. But I would say the one thing about that is the quarterback's really accurate. Like you give him time, he tends to put the ball in a really good spot. So did they choose wrong at the wide receiver and tight end position? I guess, again, it's 5 games in. We'll have to sort of let that play out. But I think the quarterback is someone who's capable of putting it in spots where he gives his receivers a chance to get yards after catch.
Well, N'Keal Harry's back too. So that's a whole nother dynamic
huge yak guy.
Elite level playmaking. Yeah. Not one catch a game, a lot of opportunity for some serious.
Yeah, someone said it the other day, and I forget where I heard it, but it was like a lot of the passing game this year has been guy catches the ball, guy falls down.
100%.
That's
absolutely.
I think it was Zolak that said that.
I mean, and there was something to it. Like when you think about it, we've seen Bourne do some things after catch. Usually you're getting Myers on a crossing route, so at least he has some ability to run, although that again is not his greatest strength. But you haven't gotten Aguilar the ball in space and let him use his jets. And John, like I said, John has just been
tight ends. Yeah, I feel like every time Hunter Henry catches the ball, like he falls into a catch.
Yeah, it's like a 6-yard completion, an 8-yard completion. He's running a little quick out or a hitch. They get him the ball, down he goes.
Yeah. So it sounds like you're. Go ahead, so my bad.
No, go ahead, Dan.
Go ahead. I was going to say real quick. So it sounds like I said, we haven't talked to you since the season started. It sounds like you're impressed with Mac from what you've seen.
Yeah,
Mac Jones.
I don't know if you guys. I've really tried on my social media to not get into fights with people anymore as I've matured, as I've aged. Yeah. But I got into this disagreement with Chris Gasper because Gasper's been he's the Jag Jones. Sure. And then he modified it. No, he's okay, but he's not going to be anything elite. He's going to be a Kirk Cousins type. And I know when you're a columnist, sort of, and I know he's on TV now, but he sort of still has that sort of role that you can't have wishy-washy opinions, or at least that's the view, that you can't have wishy-washy opinions, or you can't say, let this play out. And I think that we need to let this play out. I think they've done a terrible job of protecting him to this point. Mm-hmm. That game against Houston was the best they protected him, and that's without 4/5 of their starting offensive line, which may say something about your starting offensive line. It also may say something about the Houston Texans and their ability to rush the passer. Yeah. I guess, again, we'll see this going forward, but I think he has been the things that he was advertised as being really accurate, being really intelligent. I think we've seen. I think we had no idea how tough he was. I think he's shown you in 5 games with the number of times he's been hit and some of the hellacious shots that he's taken and gotten right back up, that he has that box checked to this point. And I would just say, I don't think there was any plan for him to be their best player. I think when they made the transition to him, when they saw what was happening in the summer with Cam and what was happening with Mac, that it was like, well, we have a really good offensive line, and because of that, and because of Damian Harris and our stable of backs, we should have a really good running game. And we have these 2 tight ends. So we're building this all around him, and he can be competent. And if he's competent and continues to grow week to week, then we can live with that. He's been their best offensive player through 5 weeks when you put it in totality. And that there's no way that was the plan, the way they built this team. So to me, that says a lot about him too, not just about the other guys and what's going on around him, but that he's been able to at times elevate and make plays. Here's another thing we talk about. He's not, the big thing now is, well, he's not athletic enough. Guys got to run around. And I will say this, and I said this before they drafted Mac. In this league, at some point, when you're playing a really good team, usually in January or February, you have to beat that team from the pocket because they're not going to let you run around and do stupid things. Look at what happened last year in the Super Bowl. Mahomes, they didn't have the offensive line, but he's a guy who he likes to get out of the pocket. He gets a little loose. Well, guess what? He looked average against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers because they couldn't block. He was running around. thinking he can make plays. He couldn't make plays. They couldn't make enough plays in that game. Was it all on Pat? No, certainly the offensive line was a problem, but like, you're going to have to win from the pocket. And I think he has shown you through 5 games that he has that potential to be someone who can down the road win a big game from the pocket.
Yeah.
Dan, I would not have asked Mike to come back on the show if I knew that the takes were going to be this hot. But I have 2 quick questions.
Jeez.
Which year of Brandon Bolden's career was his peak? Because I forgot that he existed, and now he's back starring.
Which year of who?
Brandon Bolden. Oh. And then we keep hearing the story about how Damian Harris apparently walks around the stadium carrying a football. Maybe you've seen it. Maybe you've tried to strip it from him. That's not working. So should he just walk around with like butter on his hands or something? What would you suggest? I
would say Brandon Bolden's best was Brandon Bolden's rookie year. He rushed for like maybe 100 yards against the Bills one game, and he looked like that's pretty much. He looked like a really poor man's Eric Dickerson. That's right. I'm throwing back
a homeless man's Eric Dickerson.
Well, look, it was like his rookie year, maybe his second game he ever played. So, like, give me, as for Damian, that's something that hasn't gone the way they had planned. Bill Belichick said in the summer that this was like the next step for Harris. And he basically said he's our running back, like our starting running back. He has an opportunity to sort of step up and do things that we haven't asked him to do yet. And he felt like clearly this was the guy who was capable of it. He never did that about Sony. He said that about Damian. And, to this point, put the ball on the ground in two spots. One almost cost you or helped put you in a hole against Houston. And obviously, I think we all felt like they were going in for a score against Miami. And again, that's a big narrative changer. 3-2 versus 2-3. 3-2, and you escape Houston, but you had won that first game and you gave Tampa hell. We're like, okay, they're going to be playing in January. I don't know how deep they're going to be playing into January, but now you're 2-3 and you're, he's hurt again. So you're wondering about his durability too. It's just, again, a lot of things that they thought were going to happen have not happened to this point.
I think you just got to find, I don't know what's like a really oddly shaped object, but he's got to find that and carry it like an end table or something.
Right. Like if you get because you think about when you move and stuff, and there's things that you're just like, I don't know how I'm going to carry this. And then you're just like, I'm just going to beast this thing and I'm just going to carry it. And it's sticking out on the side. You're dragging it a little bit, but you got to hang on to it. Because if you drop it, if you drop your TV, if you drop your 50-inch TV, like the old school, see, you guys are young, but if you drop like the old school big screen TVs, I mean, those things weighed like 200 pounds. You drop it, it's over.
Yeah.
It's over.
You should carry a piano everywhere.
You talking about like a stand-up one, or you talking about the big grand piano?
Grand piano, I would assume.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know how you can't even get your arms around that.
He's not a football player then.
I'm really sorry to waste your time here, Mike. I apologize.
He has been crafting this information, his jokes, his jokes.
Yeah.
For a long time.
Wait till we get to the end.
Oh boy.
Can't wait. We can wait. A couple of quick questions from me. It's maybe to diving a little more into, getting to know the real Mike Giardi. Ooh. Halloween's coming up.
Yeah.
What kind of candy should we expect at the Giardi household this year? We, as in not only Soapy and I, because we're coming, but anyone else who is their name for it.
I mean, obviously, you got to have the Reese's peanut butter cups.
Okay.
I mean, that's like a no-brainer. Those things have to be in there.
Yeah. All right.
There'll be the Hershey assortment. The smaller Hershey bars. I'm not the big candy bar guy.
That's kind of lazy. The assortment packages.
No, some people like the Crackle. Some people like Mr. Good Bar. I don't know who, but some people do.
Did you say you're not the big? You're not.
No, I'm not.
Really?
The big bar.
Wow. You get NFL Network money, and you're still not getting the big bars for the kids.
Been living in the same house for 20 something years. At NFL Network money. I'm in a basement right now, guys. I mean, my office is a basement. If I turn this thing around, you'd be like, "Oh, good God, what's happening down there?"
Yeah. Okay, that's fair. Okay, so
Butterfingers,
Mike Giardi's neighborhood.
But I'm going to steal half the Butterfingers.
What's like your quick, I don't know, like Mount Rushmore of like Halloween candies, personally? Your power rankings.
It's got to be the Reese's.
Okay.
Oh, that's a good one. I mean, I'm a Butterfinger guy.
Me too. I think they're pretty slept on. Pretty good.
Yeah, they are. And then the thing is, they get stuck in between your teeth.
Yeah, not good for you, but pretty good.
No, but you can pick those things out later, and it's like having a whole nother candy bar again.
That's okay.
Yeah, you don't like just leave. You know, like they actually like they almost. I don't know what dentures are like, but it's got to be like they kind of like pack it in there, so you got it. You know.
That reminds me of a joke that someone told me about corn recently. I think you guys know where I'm going with this.
I don't.
Really?
No.
I have no idea.
Dan,
corn joke?
No.
Yeah, basically.
Hey, you like candy corn, don't you?
No. Oh, yeah.
Not particularly.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do.
That's criminal. That's yikes.
You're just,
I do. It's good.
You got what is wrong with you?
Yeah, you're the one busting out the Mr. Crackle reference. What was that?
I don't mind those.
Yeah, Crackle. Those are like 100,000. What are they called? $100,000 bars. Yeah, 100 grand. Those are tasty. Yeah. Same kind of thing. It's got the little crispy rice in them.
Yeah, those are good. Are you a fan of like just the Reese's family in general, like Reese's Pieces? And they have a newer. Well, I don't know how old it is, but like a Reese's peanut butter cup with Reese's Pieces in it. It's pretty incredible.
Yeah. See, I think. Oh, is it really? See, I think that's too much. Yeah. Like I like classics. Give me the Reese's. Give me the Reese's peanut butter cup. Give me the Butterfinger. Baby Ruth. Ooh, I like the Baby Ruth.
Just caramel and peanuts, pretty much.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Thick, chunky peanuts.
It generally tastes like it's stale, but there's something about that. It's like those. It's like those. What are those? The little drummies, the drumsticks. The ice cream cones that come pre-packed.
Sure. Yeah.
Ooh. And the cone is like stale, but there's something good about the fact that it's stale. That's how I feel about Baby Ruth.
Gives it character.
Yeah, I think so. Like you don't really know when that thing was actually made.
Yeah.
That could just be in circulation, but it was made in 75. Like that's pretty cool. I just ate a 50-year-old ice cream cone.
That is pretty cool. Yeah. We're throwing out a lot of free ad space on this episode.
That's right.
This is not great.
You're supposed to send me the vodka so then I could be drinking the vodka while we're doing this.
I know.
Why?
We haven't hired a CFO yet. We're still in the early stages.
So there you go.
That doesn't help.
Your big fat head was like covering it up for half the thing.
Oh, actually, speaking of,
you got a Brady jersey in the back, and your head's covering that up too. Surprised, by the way, you haven't switched to the Buccaneers Brady jersey.
He has one of those.
Do you also have the half one? The people that won with the half and half.
That's trash. That's tough look. Yeah, that's something else.
The colors don't even mesh, even if you did like something like that.
Yeah, it's hideous. Let me just quick aside. Yeah. I got heckled at a Patriots game for the first time in 20-something years on the night of the Brady game.
How come?
So that there's the club level down in the end zone. Mm-hmm. And we all kind of stand there waiting for guys to come on the field. You get shot, so obviously we're all waiting for Brady. Yeah. And there were a couple guys in the club level that thought we should not be standing there, that they paid their money, and we were supposed to move. But instead of asking nicely, because all you had to do was say please.
Yeah.
Hey, can you? Yes, I would move in a heartbeat. Instead, they started right away. They hit us with fake news.
Oh man.
Then somebody hit me with like a Glazer and Schefter are better, and I'm like, well, of course they are.
I don't know about that.
Well, I mean, but it was just like this thing, and I was like, what happened here? And of course, I can't turn around and tell them to go do what I want to tell them to do. So I never acknowledged them. I just
go eat a candy corn.
Seriously, go choke on a candy corn. Don't die. I didn't say die. Yeah, okay. I just said choke. Yeah,
it's minor.
You got to get the Heimlich. And you're a little bit wobbled, and maybe you scratched up your throat a little bit, and you can't enjoy your food for the next 4 or 5 days. That's fine.
I think I'd rather like choke on a food I enjoy than eat a candy corn, like normally.
Candy corn is just. I mean, it's
just not great. It's wax. Yeah. It's commercialized wax.
You remember those? Did you ever have the dots? They're on the piece of paper. And they're like little dots, candy dots on the paper.
I think so. I don't know if
you'd pull them off the paper, or you'd eat them off the paper. You'd end up eating some paper.
Yeah,
those are disgusting. Yeah. Who came up with that idea?
Yeah, I don't know.
Probably the same people that came up with the candy corn idea.
Big candy corn. Yeah. What about Halloween costumes? Does the family dress up like in a theme?
No.
Do y'all do your own thing? Go to your own
No,
parties?
my son was asking if he could go trick or treating this year, and I said, "Dude, you're old now. It's all over. It's
That's
all
a tough
over.
realization.
Yeah, you've hit the. Plus, you're just gonna stick your fat hand into the jar anyway and get whatever you want. So it's not like.
Well, how old is too old? How old's your son?
He's 15.
Yeah, I probably agree with that.
Yeah.
It's time to
right there.
You got to send them to like haunted houses.
Well, so you get you always get the kids at the end of the night. Like, I don't know what time you shut your lights off. You're like, I'm all right. I'll give them till like 9. Then after 9, like who's out after 9, who's of a reasonable age. And that's when you have like in between that 8:30. Yeah. Well, in between that 8:30 and 9 o'clock hour is when you get the kid who's 15, 16 years old, who bought the mask. He's just wearing his school clothes. He's wearing his jeans and his flannel, and he puts on like some mask, and he knocks on your door, and he wants your candy. And you're like, dude, get it. I mean, I give it to him because I don't want it in the house, but like,
sure,
you're not even trying.
Okay,
you're not even trying. You're cheating.
I have one more quick football question, if that's okay. We were talking about this today, and Soapy can let you know about what he's doing. We're talking about MVP. Soapy put some money on Justin Herbert preseason. What were those odds you got? Like 2,500 or something?
Plus 1,800.
That's pretty solid. I think he's playing well. Who are like, I guess at this point, maybe like your top 2 or 3, maybe 4
I
MVP guys?
I think Lamar.
Yeah, it's got to be
has put himself was in that conversation even before last night, and then like just went to a totally different place last night.
Mm-hmm.
Kyler has to be. They're 5-0, although Kyler had some shoulder thing going on there, so that's something to watch. Because last year, first half of the year, he was awesome, and then he got hurt.
Yep.
And then wasn't the same player. So I would keep an eye on that. Trying to think who else would be in there. I mean, Brady's to be
probably
there.
in the mix. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I would say those are probably the 3 that stand out.
Okay.
Because let's face it, it's a quarterback award. Nobody else,
of course.
Nobody else, running back, wide receiver, defensive end, outside linebacker, none of that crap's happening.
Punter.
It's the quarterbacks. So yeah, I mean, Herbert's got to be in the top. He's in the top 5. He's probably 4.
There you go.
I think about it.
Okay. He bet his mortgage on it, so it's kind of a big deal. Or his house, however you want to put it. So yeah, we'll see. To your point, has it always been like that? A quarterback? I'm trying to think. If Derrick Henry, guys like seasons like that weren't in the conversation.
Right. I mean,
who else?
I mean, Derrick's gone over 2,000 yards.
Didn't he?
Yeah, maybe.
I think Peterson won it one time.
I think you gotta
when he literally broke the rushing record. I think they kind of had to give it to him.
I mean, Henry's 2,000 yards 2 years in a row, and I don't even know if he's been a top 5 guy. Which is just 2,000 yards is insanity.
Yeah,
we get all excited. 1,000-yard rusher. 1,000-yard rusher doesn't mean squat.
Oh, that's yeah.
Yeah, 1,500 yards. Now you're talking 2,000. Holy crap!
Yeah, and he's got an extra game this year too.
Yeah. Yeah,
so we'll see. He might get 3,000. I don't know if he gets 1,000 on that.
I know he's on pace for over 2,000 again.
Really?
Yeah,
freak man.
They're
big guy.
They're not very good thus far.
Titans?
Yeah, struggling.
What's their
watch a lot of Titans. Their offensive line has been about as bad as the Patriots' offensive
Patriots?
line. So, yeah.
Okay. Before we let Mike go, Soapy, I know you wanted to. I don't know.
Here we go.
Do something. Sorry, I'm probably gonna sign off, but you guys.
Yeah. He's like, do I have to go through it? Do you do this for everybody? By the way,
no.
Is this let Soapy talk? No, God no. No.
I think, and this is my 4th time now, 3rd or 4th, whatever.
Nice.
This is by far and away the least that he's talked.
We had a company meeting.
I mean, you've kind of neutered him a little bit, haven't you?
Literally and figuratively. Yeah. We've cleaned up a few things in the company, but no, Soapy, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, go ahead. Absolutely. Looking forward to it.
Here.
Yeah, so this is just some new material that I've been working on, Mike. I've just been inspired. Like, I don't know if you've seen Chappelle in the news lately. Like when I see greatness, try to imitate its greatest form of flattery.
Mm-hmm.
So these are some football related jokes that I've written. You know how the Yankees adopted a no facial hair, like no long hair policy? If the NFL did that with a team, I think it would eliminate a lot of unnecessary scruffness.
I smiled.
That's not bad.
Smiled. Yeah,
that's not bad. I can't pick.
Yeah, it's like a 6-year-old joke, but okay.
Yeah,
I smiled.
It's like one of those jokes on like those popsicles.
Yes,
you get the joke.
You almost got like a little
to the end.
You almost got like a little bit of a snort out of Dan right there because he had the hands up by his mouth.
I thought that was funny
when he breathed.
That's probably one of the
like,
funnier things you've said.
If we weren't on air, Dan would 100% laugh at these jokes. But that's another discussion.
Yeah,
He's
sure
like,
is.
No.
If a bunch of football players are teaching each other how to roll marijuana cigarettes, would that be considered joint practice?
That's better than the first one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thus far, this hasn't been terrible.
Yeah. I don't know what like the context of these are. Like if these are like supposed to be tweets or like headlines or
when
like stand-up comedy
Yeah,
jokes.
when do you use these? Just here?
Andrew Dice Clay, just one-liners. What? Oh, okay. Like at halftime?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is kind of old-timey football. Vince Lombardi, you guys both remember him well. Vince Lombardi was famous for dressing really nicely on the sidelines.
Yes.
Suit, fedora. If he gets to the office and sets his fedora on a pile of helmets, would that be considered putting a hat on a hat?
Oh, that one stinks.
That one sucks.
That was kind of poor delivery too, I think.
The whole thing sucked there.
Yeah, that
execution, punchline.
I'm not laughing with you. I am laughing at you on that.
No, that one was bad.
Terrible.
Like you got like a smile, then you got a little bit of a chuckle. That was just like flatline.
Okay.
Like if you're in stand up right now, you're dying. You're starting to sweat a little bit.
Tomatoes thrown at you.
Yep. People are like, dude, did I pay $20 for this?
Yeah.
We were just talking about the MVP odds.
Yeah.
Sports betting has been legalized in a lot of places, which I think has helped add a few more casual fans, wouldn't you say, Mike and Dan?
Sure. Yes.
Okay. But obviously the NFL and the Patriots especially have to avoid putting themselves in shady situations. Do you think Gillette Stadium is the first place you'd look for a point shaving scandal?
Oh my God. That was like a triple
that was
layer. The payoff's just not, it wasn't good. It didn't suck like the last one.
I don't get it. I don't think it's that funny.
What do you mean? That would be the first place that you would look.
I agree. I don't see why it's a joke. That was just like a statement.
I actually get this. He's not getting the point shaving because it's Gillette.
Oh, okay. You're right. I totally didn't get it. It still stinks. But
yeah, no. Well, you know why you didn't get it? Because it took so long to get there that you actually forgot like half the joke.
Sure.
Well, I've been watching a lot of rest in peace Norm Macdonald lately as well. So
you're just doing the opposite of what Norm Macdonald was.
I'm doing the opposite.
Norm was
funny jokes. Yes.
You not funny.
Correct. In a nutshell, yeah.
Come on,
the last guy's got stuff to do. Okay.
This is the last one. I think this
news
is
to break.
Awesome.
Wait a minute.
It means it's gonna blow. Go ahead.
What's that? That's you doing stand up right now. Everything's fine. Everything's fine.
For anyone only listening and not watching on the video, somehow Mike has the meme of the dog that's like sitting around a bunch of fire. He's got
exactly how you were imagining this was going. Yeah. You didn't need the visual.
I thought that there was, based on the last year and a half, I thought that
valid.
I needed that in my collection.
Good
That's
purchase.
Good. I like that.
Real quick aside, is that like where you're sitting right now? Is that where you'll do your typical
yes.
like on air stuff?
Yep.
You don't change anything?
No. Nope. Okay. Same as it ever was. They've done some weird things with so we have a camera on here.
Uh-huh.
They've done some weird things, so now you can kind of see more of the room than you used to be able to see, which I don't really like. But whatever.
Are you ever in like an NFL Network like studio? I'm trying to like
so we have
football and stuff like that.
So we have I have a little cubicle cell.
Oh, nice.
I like to call a cell at Gillette. But I've used it once since the pandemic started.
Oh, it's at Gillette?
Yes.
Oh, sick. Nice.
Yep. I've used it once, and that was last week.
Yeah. Do you sit like next to who do you sit next to? Like Steve Belichick?
Oh no, it's not. Yeah, it's nothing.
Slater.
It's just like a little. It's literally like it's a cement walled cell.
Got you.
It
Like
just
Milton
happens
from
to have
Office Space.
that just happens to have some lights and a big screen TV behind me, so they can put the NFL logo back there. And
Oh, cool.
Do you have a framed picture of like one of your appearances with us in the cube?
I don't have anything in there. There's
That's
a
an
lot
idea.
of so that room is right off like the where the tunnel where the Patriots come out of. You've seen that shot where they're like inside where they come outside.
Mhm.
That's exactly where it is. And the door has about like this much space underneath it. So after every game, when they clean the stadium, they have the blowers, right? Well, the blowers take all the peanut shells and other stuff, and a lot of them end up under the door in this
Jesus.
TV room. Lot of dirt in there.
So you just walk into your cube and it's like the floor of a Texas Roadhouse restaurant.
Pretty much. Not sticky, but not great.
Jeez. No wonder you can't afford the big candy bars. These poverty conditions. All right, go ahead, Soap. Last one. This better be good. I swear to God.
We're really 2-2 at this point. I'm giving you 2 wins in the first 2, and I'm giving you 2 losses.
Yeah, the 2 wins are like last second.
This is once again, this is a make or break your season right here.
Yeah,
the losses have been blowouts, and the wins have been like Justin Tucker, like just dunking.
Yeah, we're thinking about firing the coach, getting a new quarterback, the whole thing.
Yeah. Hot seat pre-app.
Tank for Tua.
Linemen are obviously really big guys, so it must be tough for them to shop for clothes. Like here in New England, Trent Brown, 6'8", 380 pounds. That's a really big and tall guy, Mike. If Trent Brown needed to update his wardrobe, would he go to a Banana Republic, a TJ Maxx, or a Gap?
There's like nothing funny about that.
Yeah, I don't understand.
What do you mean? Greg Bedard would like that joke.
Do you mean like
an
A gap?
Yeah.
That's terrible. That's stupid.
That sucked.
Maybe if it was like a running back.
Dude, you're out.
Yeah, that knocked you below 500. That wasn't very good.
Yeah, that was.
The first 2 were pretty good. They were quick, right to the point, right down to business.
You got that,
These are like
that was like a 40-second delivery for that.
Yeah.
Banana Republic, TJ Maxx, Gap.
A Gap.
A gap. You're saying like the A gap, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that bites.
Yeah, it totally bites.
Big time.
Okay. Lineman humor.
Yeah, I guess so.
I don't know what to do with you.
Mike, thanks for stopping by.
Dan, I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I'm gonna go take my dog out for a shit or something. Right? Do something fun tonight. All right, Mike. What do you got coming up this week? Anything good? Dak versus Mac. That'll be fun.
Dak versus Mac. Yeah. We got Mac Jones press conference tomorrow. Bill Belichick press conference tomorrow.
Should be a barrel of laughs.
They always are. And then,
did you get the Wickersham book? Are you part of the early release people?
I was not.
I think it came out today. No.
Yes, it did officially.
Are you going to read it? Are you looking?
I will eventually read it, but I'm not in any rush to read it. I know a lot of people wanted to get their hands on it, and I was fine with not.
Okay.
Kind of, I don't know, whatever. I feel like I lived much of what happened.
What do you think as far as like validity of like some of the secondhand stories and stuff like that? Real quick.
I think Seth is a really well-connected guy and well-connected on both sides of the table here. So I remember when he wrote the story for ESPN, the mag, whatever year that was, 17, 18, and everybody was like, it's wrong. It's crap. It's garbage. And then, within a few months, everyone's like, that was right. And that was right. And that was right. And that was right. And that was right. Like, I know people want to discredit it, but I think when you consider the egos involved in 20 years and who's responsible for success, and
that's fair.
I would have faith that he presented the truth, or the truth as he knows it.
Okay. Do you know Seth Wickersham?
A little bit, yeah, a little bit. Not like we hang out or anything, but
right.
I have a really quick one. We never asked you this. Do you still root for the Patriots and all the New England teams, right? You want them to win, not just from a perspective of this is good for my job. When it comes to football, I am as right down the middle as I'm rooting for my job.
Right. Of corporate.
No,
answer.
facts. I'm rooting for my dad.
I know what you mean.
If they're 2-14 and they're just a boring 2-14, then my job's not a job anymore, or I'm going somewhere else. If they're relevant in whichever way they can be relevant, then that's always better for me. But for the other stuff, now that I've been doing the network for 4 years now, it's my fourth season. It's totally allowed me to really kind of like dive back into the fandom of the other teams because I don't have to worry about covering them.
Right.
If we see you at a game, buying us a drink or something like that?
No,
Okay.
no, I'm not buying you a drink. Dan, I would, but you know.
Yeah, because Soapy's not old
checking.
enough, obviously. But for
That's
me,
true.
yeah, that'd be a lot of fun.
Can you even do you go to like amusement parks and you even get on the ride? You're like too young, too short.
I can go on the ride.
He asked you a question. Okay.
Yeah,
Thank you. Jesus Christ.
If I'm not too scared, yeah.
Yeah. All right. We'll let you go, buddy. Thanks again for hopping on. Appreciate your time as always.
Thank you, guys.
Everyone else, we'll see you guys next time. Peace.